Have you ever found yourself in a moment where you truly wanted to connect, to feel that spark, but your body just didn't cooperate? Perhaps you've noticed that getting a natural, reliable erection seems harder than it used to be. It's a frustrating, often isolating experience, and one that far too many men quietly struggle with as they get older. The truth is, it's not always about a serious medical condition or a lack of desire. Sometimes, the silent culprit is something we do in private, without even realizing the long-term impact it's having. As a penis surgeon, I've seen this pattern countless times, a subtle mistake that can, over time, subtly erode your natural ability to get hard. It's not something doctors always talk about directly, but it's real, and it's affecting many of you. In this video, we're going to explore this hidden issue, understand why it's so detrimental, and most importantly, I'll share practical, straightforward ways you can turn things around. By the end, you'll discover not just a solution, but a surprising truth about your own body's incredible capacity to adapt and heal. If given the right guidance, watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you. Now, let's talk about the heart of the matter. The silent killer I often see impacting men's ability to get and maintain erections naturally. It's a mistake in how we approach solo intimacy. Specifically during masturbation, many men, over years, perhaps even decades, develop what I call the pressure habit or the vice grip. This isn't about judging or shaming, but rather about understanding a deeply ingrained pattern that can subtly alter your body's responses. Imagine, for a moment, that your penis and its incredibly sensitive nerves are like a finely tuned instrument. When you consistently apply a very specific, often excessive, amount of pressure during masturbation, especially with a tight, unyielding grip, your nervous system begins to adapt. It essentially becomes accustomed to that high level of stimulation. Think about it if you always use a very tight grip, or a specific, forceful technique. Your brain and your nerve endings start to learn that only this intense, localized pressure is enough to bring you to arousal and orgasm. This creates a significant problem when you try to engage in natural, partner-based intimacy. During intercourse, the stimulation is naturally much softer, more varied, and encompasses a broader range of sensations and movements, not just focused, intense pressure. Your nerves, having been trained by years of the pressure habit, might find this natural, lighter stimulation insufficient. It's not that there's anything wrong with your partner, or that your desire isn't there. It's that your body has literally become desensitized to the kind of touch that healthy, spontaneous erections typically respond to. You might find yourself needing more and more direct, firm stimulation to even feel anything, let alone achieve a full erection. This can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and a cycle where you subconsciously lean even more on the pressure habit because it's the only thing that seems to work, further entrenching the problem. Beyond the nerves, consider the psychological conditioning at play. Our brains are incredibly powerful learning machines. If you consistently associate arousal and orgasm with a very specific, intense manual technique, your brain builds a strong neural pathway for that particular stimulus. When you then try to get an erection in a different context, say, with a partner, through foreplay, or even just from spontaneous desire, your brain might struggle to fire up the right signals because the familiar, intense trigger isn't present. It's like trying to start a car with the wrong key. The mechanism is there, but the specific input it's learned to recognize is missing. This isn't a moral failing. It's a physiological and psychological adaptation that happens unconsciously over time. The good news is, just as your body and mind adapted to this habit, they can also adapt to new, healthier patterns. So, how do we begin to undo the pressure habit? The first step is awareness. Simply recognizing that this might be an issue for you is incredibly powerful. Once aware, The most crucial, actionable step is to consciously vary your technique during masturbation instead of that tight, firm grip. Try experimenting with much lighter pressure. Use a more open hand, or even just your fingertips. Focus on a broader area of stimulation, rather than just the shaft or the head. Imagine trying to simulate the natural, more diffused sensations you might experience during intercourse. Use more lubrication than you typically would, as this can reduce the need for excessive pressure and allow for smoother gliding movements. Don't be afraid to experiment with different speeds and rhythms. The goal here isn't to make masturbation less pleasurable, but to broaden the range of sensations your penis and nervous system respond to. This retraining helps your body remember how to respond to lighter, more natural forms of touch, paving the way for more spontaneous and reliable erections when it truly matters. It's about expanding your sensory vocabulary, so to speak, teaching your body that arousal isn't a one-trick pony. This leads us to another crucial aspect that often gets overlooked when trying to regain natural function, building on the idea of varying your technique. Another habit that silently undermines your ability to get hard is what I call the speed demon, or the quick fix approach. This ties into the pressure habit, but has its own distinct impact. Many men, perhaps out of habit, time constraints, or even a subtle anxiety about performance, tend to rush through masturbation, aiming for the quickest possible orgasm. They go straight for the most intense stimulation, get it done, and move on. The problem here is twofold. Firstly, it reinforces the brain's association of arousal with an immediate, intense, and often single-minded pursuit of climax, bypassing the natural, gradual buildup of excitement. Secondly, it deprives your body of the chance to practice sustained arousal and sensitivity, which is exactly what's needed for natural erections during intimacy, during intercourse. Arousal is typically a longer, more nuanced journey involving varied touch, emotional connection, and sustained stimulation, not just a quick burst. If your body is only trained for the sprint, it might struggle with the marathon. To counteract the speed demon habit, consciously slow down. Make your solo sessions a deliberate, unhurried experience, instead of rushing to orgasm. Focus on building arousal gradually. Take breaks. Explore different levels of stimulation without the immediate goal of climax. Engage your imagination. If you typically reach orgasm in a couple of minutes, try to extend that to 5, 10, or even 15 minutes by varying your pressure, pausing, and focusing on the tactile sensations. This practice of sustained arousal helps retrain your nervous system and your brain to enjoy and respond to a slower, more drawn-out process, mirroring the natural rhythm of intimacy. It's about savoring the journey, not just the destination. This helps build erectile stamina and makes your system more responsive to diverse and prolonged stimulation, which is essential for natural erections. Then there's the porn trap, or visual dependency. In our modern world, readily available pornography has become a common part of many men's lives. While it can be a tool for exploration for some, for others, it becomes a crutch that inadvertently undermines natural erectile function. The issue isn't pornography itself, but its potential to create unrealistic expectations and desensitization. Pornography often presents highly visual, hyperstimulating, and often fantastical scenarios that are far removed from the realities of human intimacy. When your brain consistently associates arousal with these extreme visual cues, often combined with the pressure habit during masturbation, it can make natural, real-life partners and situations seem less exciting or stimulating by comparison. Your brain essentially gets addicted to a certain level of visual and physical intensity that a real-life partner simply can't, and shouldn't, replicate. The actionable step here is to critically evaluate your relationship with pornography. This doesn't necessarily mean abstaining completely, but rather becoming more mindful of your consumption. Try reducing the frequency, or consciously choosing content that is more relational and less extreme. More importantly, try to masturbate without relying solely on visual stimuli. Engage your imagination, fantasize, or focus purely on tactile sensations. The goal is to reconnect with your own body's internal capacity for arousal, rather than depending on external, often artificial, triggers. This allows your brain to relearn that natural intimacy, connection, and even your own thoughts and feelings are powerful drivers of desire and erection. It broadens the pathways to arousal beyond just the visually extreme, making your body more responsive to the nuances of real-life connection. Finally, and this might seem obvious, but it's often overlooked, there's the mistake of neglecting overall health. While the specific habits we've discussed are crucial, they exist within the larger context of your general well-being. Many men focus solely on a fix for their erections, be it a pill or a technique, while ignoring the foundational elements of health that directly impact vascular function, nerve health, and hormonal balance, all of which are absolutely critical for getting and maintaining an erection. Things like uncontrolled diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, chronic stress, poor sleep, and a nutrient-poor diet don't just affect your heart or your overall energy. They directly compromise the delicate vascular system and nerve pathways required for a healthy erection. The penis is, in many ways, a barometer of your overall circulatory health. If your heart and blood vessels aren't healthy, blood flow to the penis will inevitably suffer. The actionable steps for this are comprehensive, but each small change adds up. Regular exercise, especially cardiovascular activity like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling, significantly improves blood flow throughout your body, including to the penis. Incorporating pelvic floor exercises can also strengthen the muscles that support erectile function. A healthy diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, and low in processed foods, unhealthy fats, and excessive sugar, provides the nutrients your body needs to maintain healthy blood vessels and nerves. Think colorful plates, plenty of greens, and healthy fats like those found in avocados and nuts. Stress management techniques, whether it's mindfulness, meditation, hobbies, or spending time in nature, are vital because chronic stress floods your body with hormones that can constrict blood vessels and suppress sexual function. And finally, prioritizing consistent, good quality sleep is paramount. Your body repairs and regenerates during sleep, including the systems crucial for erectile health. If you're consistently getting less than 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, it's impacting your ability to get hard. Addressing these broader health pillars isn't just about erectile function. It's about empowering your entire body to perform optimally. And when your body is firing on all cylinders, your natural ability to get hard will often follow suit. Next, we'll dive into how all these pieces fit together for a truly transformative outcome. So, we've journeyed through some truly vital ground today, uncovering not just the hidden habit that might be quietly undermining your ability to get hard, but also practical ways to reclaim your natural function. We started by exploring the pressure habit, that unconscious tendency to use excessive, unwavering pressure during masturbation, which can desensitize your nerves and condition your brain to only respond to intense, specific stimuli, making natural, softer touch less effective. We then moved on to the speed demon approach, where rushing through solo intimacy deprives your body of the chance to practice sustained arousal, a key component for lasting erections in real-life situations. We also addressed the porn trap, examining how over-reliance on highly visual, extreme pornography can create unrealistic expectations and diminish your responsiveness to authentic intimacy. And finally, we broadened our view to the crucial role of neglecting overall health, emphasizing that foundational well-being, your diet, exercise, stress levels, and sleep are inextricably linked to your erectile strength and vitality. The incredible thing is that these aren't isolated problems. They often intertwine, creating a cumulative effect on your ability to get hard. But the equally powerful truth is that the solutions also work together, creating a synergistic effect that can genuinely transform your experience. By consciously varying your masturbation technique, slowing down to build arousal gradually, becoming mindful of your visual stimuli, and embracing a holistic approach to your health, focusing on healthy diet, regular exercise, stress management, and quality sleep, you are actively retraining your body and your brain. You're teaching your nervous system to be more sensitive, your blood vessels to be more responsive, and your mind to be more connected to the nuances of natural arousal. Remember, this isn't about stopping masturbation. It's about doing it in a way that supports and enhances your natural erectile function, rather than inadvertently working against it. It takes time, patience, and self-compassion. You might not see dramatic changes overnight, but persistence is key. Think of it as a gradual recalibration, a gentle re-education of your body's remarkable systems. The surprise I promised at the beginning. It's simply this: the power to restore your natural ability to get hard often lies not in a pill or a complex medical procedure, but in conscious, consistent adjustments to your own habits and lifestyle. It's an internal shift, a reclaiming of your inherent physical wisdom, often overlooked in a world quick to offer external solutions. This internal power, the ability to heal and adapt, is truly astonishing. I truly encourage you to start thinking about your own habits and consider incorporating even one or two of these changes into your routine. Small, consistent steps truly lead to big results. You might be surprised at how your body responds when given the right signals. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Has anything I've said resonated with you? Have you tried making similar changes? And what was your experience? Share your thoughts, your experiences, or even just say hello in the comments below. Your insights can be incredibly helpful to others in this community. If this video resonated with you, if you found it helpful or enlightening, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people who might benefit from this information. And for more honest, practical advice on living your best life, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Remember, true vitality isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about embracing possibilities. You have the power to reclaim your confidence, your connection, and your passion. Live your best life at every age.